Hello everyone and welcome to the third Riot Report. I'm pretty partial to thirds, being a third myself, and we're so happy you could join us today. Swim Bananas, what do we have? Early chat. I do want to thank Swim Bananas and Zephyr here doing great work. Ladies, that was a heck of a cheer. It is morning, but we're going to get you started here on what's going on with the community, what's going on with Riot. This is the Riot Report. I'm Riv. We do have a few questions from you already in chat that we'll go over, but this show is mostly to take everything that the community has made, content creators, streamers, everything across the board, along with what Riot is doing, and combining those and beaming it directly to your brain. The cadence of the show is every other week, so the next show will be on the 20th. We thank you for joining us for our last two shows as we went week after week, since there was so much to unpack with the League 10 celebration and all of the changes that are coming up. Now, a few of you asked, what is this? I think we can check that one off. Got it. Another one said, go G2. I believe that as well. Go G2. We'll talk about esports a little bit later for sure. Report on the servers. We did want to apologize. There was maintenance going on with the patch, but this unexpected one has taken them down a little bit longer, and we're getting it fixed as quick as possible. I assure you, I have nothing to do with wrapping the servers in bacon to make them better or faster or anything, so my job here is perfectly fine. I don't have to help that. But they are doing as much as they can over there on the server team to get that back up, so you can get some game time in, because there's some awesome stuff going on. The playlist info, somebody wanted to know about that. You can head over to the League of Legends SoundCloud, and it's on Spotify, I believe, so you can check that out. All the songs you just heard, and a few of the remixes there that we heard of Echo going on as well. Be sure to ask questions in Twitch chat as I get my mouth working this morning. And overall, we're sourcing them here. I can read some of them if it's not going too fast. I'm going to be checking my Twitter sometimes for hashtag Riot Report, and Swim Bananas is also going to be feeding me some of your questions. So what is today's show going to cover? Let's go over that. All the info you need to know about completing your League 10 celebration, TFT talk, some esports, and we'll play some games today with a special guest. If we cannot, we will just get a quick and awesome interview in to see how they're feeling about everything coming up in TFT world, little spoiler. So, for the Riot Roundup, let us check out some awesome news here. The League 10 celebration is still continuing on. Be sure to get yourself in there, get all your games played. You still have to 11:19 to get your missions finished. We do apologize for the kind of start of that. I did say you had to log in the first day to get in, or this day, but you have time still to complete those missions. If you're traveling, don't stress it. Don't worry. Get in, complete your League 10 missions. We want you to have fun, and we want you to do it stress-free. The anniversary is amazing as well, and you'll still be able to fight for that. Another quick correction, the first 40 fan art that we had appearing on your loading screens was gathered by Riot from the artist. We did not commission the artist to bring that artwork in. We were able to find it, ask them, and they were gracious enough to let us use their artwork, and we want to thank them very much for that. So sorry for the confusion there. The first 40 that you were seeing within your League client and the loading splash was not commissioned. We just were able to ask some awesome artists to use their work. So thank you so much to them in League 10 celebration. Moving forward, remember, some spooky skins. You still have a bit of Earth you can get played when the servers come up. We do apologize again for that right now, but I hope it will be soon, because I know I was having a lot of fun. I really enjoyed your kind of ideas of what you were playing, how you were playing it. I heard a lot about the Garen Yumi, but baby, it was banned in every game. Let's go. I didn't have to face it. I did get myself on some Kiana though. When you play that fast, you gotta play the champion so many times, and it's, you know, you wanna get out there, you wanna W, grab something, and then you E, Q, W, Q, right? When you're playing Kiana on Earth, you're like, E. What was my combo again? There was something that was very efficient to do there, but I didn't do it correctly. So that was really, really awesome. Continue to check that out. Earth will be up till November 8th. So you're going to have 2 more days to get onto that as it happens. Again, spooky skins, Count Cassidon, Witch's Brew Blitzcrank, and the Bewitching Misfortune, all available now. That Count Cassidon was getting a lot of love, so check it out in the store. I want to talk a little bit about Senna, who is on that PBE. She did come out October 28th. We've seen a few of the skill sets coming out now, and I just can't believe what she has in her kit. I love the way it works. We don't really see too many champions kind of other than Yumi right now, and a few others that really facilitate using their abilities in their positioning, other champions being able to kind of work off of where your team is standing and positioning to where the enemy is. You saw a lot of the piercing darkness as opposed to, on contrast of Lucian's piercing light for her Q. Very long range, goes through one to reach the other, kind of working like Lucian's abilities as well. Then her her W, the last embrace. I love the fact that they gave her crowd control in that bottom lane. You can check out all of her skills online right now. A few people have put out their own kind of summoner showcase of what is the champion and how she can be played. E is something that is terrifying. I saw it the first time and I was like, that's neat. And then they show you the vision of what your opponent sees. And you just see this crawling shadow coming at you, but it's got like a million arms coming out of it because it just wants to get to you. And it reminds me of the first time Nocturne came out and how terrifying it was to hear darkness and not know if it's going to be you. Now, I think this takes it to a whole new level with the Curse of the Black Shadow on Senna's E, because you don't know who's coming out of the shadow. It's just a ghoul that is coming out. So not knowing whether you have to flash, if that's a Jax that's going to jump on you, if it's their jungler that's ready to take you down, I think this is going to be an immense mind game when Senna gets in there. Dawning Shadow, that ultimate cross map, looks awesome. I love the video they put in kind of showing you how it's used, because it also saves a member on the top of the map, which really shows you how to utilize it throughout the game and once you hit level 6 cross map. This is pre-recorded. You are lying. There you go. No, I'm not. Do you play TFT, and what do you think of the new set? I do play TFT. I play TFT sporadically. A lot of single-player games are coming out right now, so I've been diving into those. But you always go back to League. You always go back to TFT. You're always playing some ARAMs. So in TFT, I am super basic. I love Gunslingers to start. I loved Assassins to start. Coming out in the new sets, kind of looking towards like what the elements were. Always looking for Lux. I wasn't, in my play style, I love the idea of Kiana. I wasn't a big fan of playing her because I have a terrible time transitioning and being like, this is weak now, this is great. So maybe our special guest later today can inform me on that. But not being able to play on PvE too much in that sense, I haven't been able to try the new set, but I think it looks awesome and it looks amazing. I've been more focused on kind of the Summoner's Rift set, figuring out what that Rise of the Elements is going to do for competitive play and how that's going to figure out. But we will definitely dive into the TFT sets today. Thank you so much for your questions in chat. Keep them coming. As I said, Swim Bananas is delivering me all of this information as she can, as the chat is pretty nicely going. What is the secret to your amazing beard? Honestly, this question has come up quite a bit, and I have to thank my mother and father. I would not have this beard if it wasn't for them, and that's about it. Yes, more. Swim Bananas is on this, and so are you. Thank you. Why isn't Earth permanent? Because too much of a good thing becomes bad. There's my answer. And I hope that's okay. It's great to enjoy. It's great to see how people can flex certain things, but you don't ever want something that awesome to be something that you burn out on. You know, you want it to be a present. You want it to be a treat, and that's what Earth is. And it comes back in those awesome little nuggets that you're able to experience with your friends, and even pull some of them back and say, hey, remember this? Let's go have that original fun we used to have when we were just up all night playing the game and it was just stress-free. So that's why Earth is kind of in and out of your life, but good things come to those who wait, and I'm sure it'll come back down the road. Predictions on Worlds, we will get into that in a little bit. I do have an esports segment coming up here. As the roundup continues, though, we are going to talk a little bit about Team Fight Tactics Set 2. It is going to be live very, very soon. Rise of the Elements, the Invitational was last week. If you were able to check that out, it was at twitch.riot games. And it was Freak, Lothar, Avali, Mark Z. They were all commentating on some of the top streamers that were playing TFT Set 2. And Keen took it. Everybody says this guy is a mastermind. He had awesome names like Skara, Hafu, Becca, Disguised Toast, and a whole bunch of other players in there giving it their all. And it just seemed like every time you looked at Twitter after the games, you're like, Keen is a mastermind. I don't get it. He's hardly dropping any games. He always gets what he needs. And he kind of tweeted himself when people asked him, how are you so good? And I love it because it's like such a modest thing. He's like, you just got to keep trying things. Just play. And you know what, Keen? You're not wrong. Just play. Just do what you like, figure out what's good, and obviously it's going to change from game to game, and I think that's the daunting part, and that's also the just play part. If you experience those situations enough, you'll know what to do. You'll know when to transition. and we'll figure out, again, more about that later as we have our special guest. TFT ranked for set 1 is now done. So that is all said and done. Ranked rewards for TFT have yet to be announced currently, but they will be retroactively added to your account, so check that out. Talking about rewards, make sure you grind, grind, grind. It is the end, coming up of the end season for Ranked Summoner's Rift. That is going to be on November 19th. You have about 2 weeks left to get yourself Gold Plus to get victorious Aatrox and be whomping on people with the Darken Blade. I like it a lot. Also, Darken is a really cool lore aspect if you check it out between Kayn and everybody that has a little bit of the Darken lore in them. Check that out. Twitch Rivals is coming up at the end of the month as well. Always a really, really fun event. It's a little more loose. It's super fun. We see the players kind of going all out as you would in kind of a scrim setting, and that's what we're always asking for. Just go balls to the wall. Check out the draft on Twitch Rivals Twitch channel this Friday, 11/8, as streamers pick their dream teams from streamers like themselves, along with a pool of other LCS Academy players that they'll be able to get their hands on and kind of create the maximum team to get that win. Moving on now, we do have to talk a little bit about Legends of Runeterra. As we heard, it's coming back again. The team wants to thank you for participating during the first patch preview. Let's do this real quick. The game is offline for now, but we are going to return for 5 days on November 14th. Now, this is going to include Expeditions game mode, which is a draft card game mode. So you just got in last time, queued up, played normal. Now you're going to get the draft card game mode of Expeditions. It'll be really, really awesome. The team is super excited for you to try. If you had access previously, you will have access again. That access is held within the patch previews, so you don't have to worry, but you can still head over to playruneterra.com, get yourself signed up. Twitch viewing drops are also available still as you're watching your favorite streamers. I saw a lot of people getting a few of those towards the end, so I'm excited to see you get into Legends of Runeterra and use that now as we get the new patch preview open. They have more to share. As I said, check out League of Legends Runeterra social media, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord for news and updates. Now, to finish up our Riot Roundup, remember that Scouting Grounds is coming up quite soon. That is going to be a fantastic thing for all of the new players coming in and a few of the Academy players that are playing alongside friends, and we'll see what these teams of Scouting Grounds can bring to the table. I remember I looked at this the first time and I was like, how do they get the 5th player in? And then I was like, left to right, Riv, left to right. So you see top, jungle, mid, marksman, and support there across. A lot of people are saying they'd love to see Julian make an impact, find himself towards that LCS or Academy position as it moves on. We've seen a lot of these names before, and we'll have to see if they can make the impact they really want to make to get into the scene. Now, moving on, the True Damage is coming up, so keep an eye on that. I cannot wait to see what this comes out to be. We had a few people going over what the True Damage Prestige Kiana would look like and actually how much that would cost, which I thought was really, really cool. It's an absolutely absurd amount of money that all of the things that you could put on are cost. You see that the top garment, $14,700. I would like to buy a motorcycle for that. $2,000 just for the pouch. So you buy the pouch and everything else, but you don't have too much money to put in it. I get it. But this is absolutely awesome. So the True Damage Kiana and the entire line is something that we're really, really excited about. The Prestige skin for Kiana there got a little upgrade with the Louis Vuitton vintage set, if you will, and it looks absolutely awesome. A few people were kind of going around figuring out how much her things cost, so it's really cool to see people participating and being like, that's something that I would rock in-game, but let's see how much it would cost to rock out of game. It would rock my entire world. My wallet is empty. That's how that feels. Looking at Thutmose, he did the voice for the music video, but he also did the voice for Echo. It's the first time we've kind of had a creator be that collaborative with the song as well as the champion in game. On Riot Games YouTube, there is a video where Thutmose goes and kind of behind the scenes with Riot and talks about the video and recording the voice for Echo. So that's really, really cool to see. There's a whole lineup there, so I cannot wait to see how that comes out and how people are using True Damage on the Rift. Keep an eye out for those and more information coming up. And World Finals is 11/10. Do not miss it. It is going to be on a Sunday. And it's going to be whatever your local listings are at lolesports.com. We're going to talk a little bit about that now as we hop to our esports segment. That is it for the Riot Roundup for now, but let's chat a little bit about what's going on at Worlds. And the finals is coming up this Sunday. As I said, check it out at lolesports.com, and it's G2 Esports versus Fun Plus Phoenix. Now, I know a lot of people are asking for the G2 Esports win. A lot of people I've talked over on this side of the pond mainly, because I haven't been able to contact too many over. Everybody's a different time zone and working their butts off right now in every way possible for every kind of division of coaches, players, video, casters, analysts. So everybody I've talked to over here says G2 all the way. G2's going to take it. And I kind of agree. It's a team play style we haven't seen before or in a long time. Maybe it's not yet identified. But G2 definitely has something behind them. Now, can Fun Plus win? I absolutely believe Fun Plus Phoenix can win the game. Anybody can win on any given Sunday, as it's going to be. But I don't really want to talk about whether it's going to be G2 or whether it's going to be Fun Plus. I kind of wanted this segment to be about the evolution of strategies, the identifying of new strategies, and giving names to strategies that continue to succeed. It's something we see quite a bit, but we compare and contrast. It's a very easy thing to do. We say, well, they weren't as good as X team this year, but they're still pretty good. No, we don't have to name everything. We don't have to say this is a strategy, tiny name for this, big name for that. But I do think there becomes a time when we have to look at the strategies being used and say, how great was that? How much did it succeed? Does it deserve to be identified? And in what way would you identify it? And look a little deeper into how that strategy comes to be. So for the SKTs and the G2s, I think there does need to be a bit of a deeper dive into what makes those teams great. Now for G2, for example, among other things, I think they have extraordinary stamina and confidence, which are two things you can say, hey, what is this, a baseball card? But no, those two identifiers, I think, lead them to be able to take successful fights from behind and keep the mentality to always choose those opportune moments, no matter what, right? We identify that, yes, they can play from behind. Anything can happen. I mean, think back to 2013 SKT, where this could be a team who was rarely down in gold, but could be down in gold 5,000 to 8,000 gold. And it wasn't, oh my God, this team is destroying SKT. Your mindset was, how are SKT, or when are they going to come back? What's the play? That was the exciting part. You knew they would because they were so good. Now that was at the time of faker, playmaker, right? You kind of have this aspect in the mid lane that creates an aura for everybody, giving them stamina, giving them confidence, giving them the mindset to choose the opportune time to take even what looked like a bad fight. And it seems like G2 has a bit of that swagger. They have the ability to take what we think is currently a mismatch and absolutely squash it, which I think is really awesome. So you take a look at this, and identifying these attributes that a team has, I think, will help us separate play styles, give definition to some of the great strategies that we're seeing that are coming up. And it will definitely take chatting with the teams, because we can't do it just from the outside. We have to know how much they feel they were behind. And it's even harder to identify in this instance of G2 and SKT, because, admit it, we understand going into this game, there were times when you watch it thinking, okay, when does SKT turn it on and come back into the game? Because that's the mentality. That's the strategy we're waiting for them. But do we identify that, right? They're obviously a very good team, and it's not wrong that we haven't said this is X strategy, but I think it will help in the future to know what those great strategies were for a better comparison, for a better idea of why something worked and why something didn't, as opposed to just, oh, they played it really well. And I think that's something that's really awesome to take a look at. I'm excited to hear from G2 Esports, like I said, regarding how they felt they were behind in moments. What was the game ever out of hand? It would be awesome to get an inside look into those guidelines of what is an impossible comeback for G2 Esports and what that feels like, how they identify it. And they hardly ever show a mental defeat in the game. So it'd be really, really cool to get that perspective from them. They're a team that continues to stay forward-thinking and proactive. And I think that's one, along with stamina the conditioning of that and their ability to stay on top of the game just continues to make them very good. So in the future, as I come to a close here on our esports chat, if a strategy that's chaotic continues to win, or the fiesta starts to uproot everything you know and hold dear, maybe we need to take a deeper look and define that greatness along the way. We're going to be right back with a super special guest, but we're going to take a quick break as we get everything set up. Thank you so much. Bye. What's good? I'm back with Disguised Toast. Toast, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining me. I know this is dedicated stream time or sleep time, so I appreciate you hanging out with us here today. Obviously, TFT Set 2 is coming out. I know you've been playing quite a bit. We'll also talk about Legends of Runeterra. But let's I want to gauge your kind of experience at the Invitational. How fun was it? How much pressure was there? And why is Keen a mastermind?
It was a lot of fun because the way they have it set up, we're all sitting around a table and like we're playing on a monitor that's in the table kind of deal, so we could like hear each other, talk to each other. So you know, the second day there was a lot of trash talk going on because we can hear everything. And like I know Scar was planning something and he was verbalizing it, and we're like, well, we're gonna do that strategy then. So it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. Keen is just a god at TFT. He played like hours and hours with challenger players on PvE, practicing. Like, he was super try hard, and you know we were there for fun. He was there to win. So
absolutely. So this sounds really cool. Kind of sounds like a guerrilla warfare mode with that. Do you think it would be cool in the future if they did more, where it was very everybody can talk to each other, you're hearing each other, there's a little bit of ability to smack talk? You think that'd be awesome to have?
I loved it. But obviously for the super like, you know, the challenger players, the grinders, they just want to be in a booth and like, no one talk to me, no one like look at me kind of deal.
I mean, was Keen even participating in the trash talk? He's usually a super quiet dude.
He was really quiet, but that's just his personality. But like we would banter at him and he would like say something back, so it was super nice.
So what was your idea going into the Invitational? You thinking these people don't like to run X, or does it evolve with each game?
I think it evolved with each game because when you play at a competitive format where everyone kind of has the same idea, like all your strategies goes out the window because everyone's taking a unit. On like solo queue, you can kind of stomp because no one knows what they're doing. They're picking up like Ocean, they're picking up Mages, while you're picking up Desert and Summoner, and you're getting free wins. And like one of the strategies that evolved over the second day was light units. Like once half of one with lights in game 2, then every single game after that had 2 light players. One of which was me, and I won with it. So like it was a.
So explain that strategy a little bit.
You just hyper roll lights and nothing else. So you don't level up. All you do is just naturally.
Sounds like my gameplay. I like it.
Yeah, it's like gunslingers.
Yeah, exactly. You heard
like
that.
you hyper roll gunslingers, but now you hyper roll lights and you get them to 3 stars, and you just kind of win the game if you can find light lux for that 9 light combo. Oh my word. Which is, it's really hard because like there's only 10 luxes in the game, and each of them are a different element.
Yeah, so you have to find your element and then you see her. So does something when you roll for lights, you roll low, you're not leveling, does positioning become even more imperative?
100%, because light, every time a light unit dies, it buffs your remaining light units. So you kind of have to like line them up in terms of like their value to you. So the most worthless minion, like your Nasus, he's dying first, and like you feel bad. Sometimes you put a repeating crossbow on him, so you can bounce the crossbow back to your Jax, and then back to your Yorick, and then back to your Soraka, and then finally at the very end, last unit standing is your 3-star Vayne, and she's just like shooting like 5 attacks per second.
This is good. I love it too, because obviously what we see on Reddit and stuff is like the culmination of an awesome play, and you've always had so many that come up there. But I guess that leads me to our next question, which came from chat, is Toast, why do you play so much TFT?
I like TFT because of the items.
So you love the item update. Everybody was getting the same
Yes.
amount then. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I love it when you can make something bad good. And like a lot of games out there, it's like if something is bad, it's gonna stay bad. It's not gonna be meta. Like you can't play it. The win rate's too low.
Yeah.
But in TFT, is like if you give a bad unit like the perfect item, suddenly they can go from like being really below average to like they can carry the whole game. Like when it first came out, I did hyper carry Blitzcrank with Shojin and Rabadon. So he ults and kills someone, and then he knocks someone up, and then he ults and kills someone, like just by grabbing them over and over again. And I won a game with that, and that's really cool because normally Blitzcrank without items is just you put him, he grabs the unit, and he's useless for the rest of the fight.
So how do you? I guess it becomes with all the time you play, but how do you think like, okay, these synergies will actually work? I want to dedicate like the next 3 hours to trying. When do you know it's kind of like it's a bunk, it'll fail, or you're like, this is gonna work, I just have to get that last item on them?
Ooh, it's a tough one because in the new set we have Berserkers now.
Yep.
And when it was first released, I tried, you know what, let's go 6 Berserkers. And it was the
you gotta try.
It was the worst thing ever. They couldn't kill like 1 unit. You have like 6 guys surrounding this unit beating on it. And it wasn't even close, and that's when I realized it's like nothing can ever fix this. Like from my end, like I can put all the items on them, it's not gonna change. So like Riot has buffed Berserkers like every time in the last 4 patches.
He's like, I knew.
Yeah. So like when Riot does that, it's like, you know what? I probably had like a decent feeling for it. But now Berserker, they're still not great. But there's more patches to come. That's
really awesome. So I want to talk to you about you a little bit. What kind of streamer are you? I know you obviously try these really awesome things. You always have really cool end games, and like I said, what shows up on Reddit. But you also kind of communicate with chat a little bit. You discuss the game while you're doing it. What do you see yourself kind of as a streamer? You educate?
Kind of a mix of both. I'm not super good at the game. I'm like Diamond, like Grandmaster level. Like I know some viewers like to watch Challenger, but I feel like when you're in the Challenger lobbies, you have to go meta every time. I like being at Diamond where people are just good enough to be interesting, but also bad enough where you can kind of turn it around against them. I like bantering with my chat. So I do this thing where I turn off all my names in my chat, so I have no idea who's talking. So all I see is the text messages. And sometimes this, like, I treat everyone equally.
I love that.
But every now and then, I get you know, maybe a Riot employee or like a Twitch employee in chat, and they say something, and I would be like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And then everyone would tell me, it's like, hey, you just insulted Mort Dog. And it's like, oh, yikes. But yeah.
By the way, I love it, thanks. Yeah, that's pretty funny, that's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about Legends of Runeterra while I have you here. Also, another game that I saw you getting your hands on quite a bit. You love card games? Have you always been kind of a trading card game enthusiast?
No, I mostly started card games like around 5 years ago. My brother tried to get me into like other card games like Magic when I was younger, but it was a little too complicated for my 10-year-old brain. But I started
Little did you know.
Yeah, I started picking up card games, and when Legends of Runeterra came up, it was like, this is perfect. I like League and I like card games. And the time was really good.
Heck yeah! What do you think kind of makes you climb so quick in your approach to the game? What do you do differently than people?
Just trying different things, like even strategies that people consider bad. You gotta try it a couple times to know, like, is this actually bad?
I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of, because they're like, oh, I don't want to lose games. I just want it to work.
Yeah, it's like when you can just know what the best meta deck is, people will gravitate towards it. But to discover new things, you have to play bad decks. And a lot of times, you end up losing with it. It's like, well, now I can safely say this is in fact a bad deck. But you gotta suffer first,
Because you also have to realize, you're like, did I just beat another bad deck with my bad deck? I gotta play it again.
Exactly.
That's pretty great. Okay, so looking at a little bit of Legends of Runeterra, what were you playing? Are you like a dirty Teemo mushroomer? You flood with spiders? You play Fiora and be toxic?
The first deck I played was Fiora Barrier with Shen, because that was.
And you were well aware of what everything did?
Yes, because I
met one of you along the way.
Yeah, I had a chance to play test, and I remember seeing the Fiora Shen deck. Wait, this is kind of busted. And the new Fiora, like the one that was released, she's actually nerfed. In beta, she was even more like disgusting. But yeah, that's the first one I tried, because you can do the 4-hit combo and get the instant win, and it looks so good, the animation from Fiora, like stabbing the Nexus. And I also tried some Teemo. I shuffled like 900 mushrooms into someone's deck. That was a lot of fun. But the best deck I'd say is Freljord Ionia, or Freljord Shadow Out Control. Basically, She Who Wanders.
Yeah.
Where you play her and she destroys every enemy unit with 4 attack or less, and in their hands. So sometimes they have like 8 cards, and you play She Who Wanders, and they're down to 0 cards. And you're like, well, I probably won.
Heck yeah. They have a decent amount of like first attack in there too.
Yes.
So you can charge your attack, which is really, really helpful. I still see people, it's kind of like the same thing where you're rolling through cards in TFT, and you're like, oh, I had an attack that turn again. Oh my God. There's so many ways to easily mess that up. Well, Toast, thank you so much for joining us here today. This was absolutely awesome. Last few questions. How hard are you going to play Set 2 when it comes out? Are you going to try to go past Grandmaster, or are you going to enjoy stomping on kind of ranked pubs down there in Diamond?
I think every season I want to hit Challenger once.
Okay, smash
just
it.
to flex.
Beautiful.
Like, I've done it. I don't have to keep doing it. So yeah, when the servers come back out, I'm going to play a lot of TFT.
Heck yeah. Oh, we got a few more. And also, a lot of TFT, I want to know, are you going to be back in? Are people going to see the Disguised Toast name when we get Legends of Runeterra patch preview back coming in?
Yeah, they have Expeditions coming out, which is like the draft mode. A little different from Constructed, because the value of cards go like really high and really low, like different from Constructed.
Absolutely. All right, so 2 questions. I missed when Legends of Runeterra is back. Say it again. On November 14th. With Expedition. So check that out. It is offline for now. If you had access before, you will have access again, or you can do the playruneterra.com sign up so you can get a drop, or try to over your favorite Twitch streamers to get that drop. 5 Sponge says, hi, friend Toast. Read this, please.
Oh, hi, my friend Toast. Read this, please. It just says, read this, please.
Yes. See, it's not pre-recorded either. Ha ha. Proved here by Riot Toast. Thank you so, or Riot Toast. Thank you so much, Toast. Not Riot Toast, League Toast, TFT Toast, Legends of Runeterra Toast, and Disguised Toast on Twitch. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your time. We'll be right back with a little closer for the day and an awesome video before we go.
And class is in session.
really black. What? Wait! Riot Games, I'm your biggest fan. I love your game.
Wait, did Riot Games give subs to my channel? Oh my god! Hi, Riot Games! Happy League 10th, by the way. My life will definitely be vastly different if it wasn't for League of Legends. This game has captured my heart in a way that other games just haven't been able to.
What the heck? Thank you for making a game that I'm addicted to every single day of my life. It gives me direction.
What? Riot Games? Als ob Riot Games uns 50 Songs geschenkt haben.
Whoa! Riot! This is a company, ladies and gentlemen. Happy 10 years. We've been playing this game for like a decade now.
Whoa! Riot Games! Thank you for making such amazing games.
One of the rules that I have for my stream is that I give all the subs a kiss. And then you just gifted us 50 subs.
Looks like 50 kisses to me.
Riot Games gifting out 100 subs. What the
Whoa! 50 саб-гифтов от Riot Games? От Riot Games?
No, Riot Games acaba de regalar 100 subs en mi canal.
아이고 라이엇 게임즈님께서 구독권 선물을 너무나 고맙습니다.
Riot Games gifted 50 subs to the community. Holy wowzers, dude, what the heck?
Riot Games is gifting 100 subs to the community. Well, thank you, Mr. Riot. Chat, can we get a thank you, Mr. Riot?
Oh my word. Dude, that just made my day.
Que isso? What? Riot Games? Oh, what? Riot Game! Poggers Riot Games! I love you! I love this game, bro. Oh my god, League of Legends is perfect game I have ever seen. Oh my god.
Riot Games giftet uns 50 Stufe 1 Abonnements.
Whoa! Riot Games is gifting 100 subs to the community? Alright, this calls for a pentakill.
Well, Riot Games coming in with the 50 gifted subs. Happy 10 years indeed. This is a gorgeous game.
Such a nice gesture. No, thank you for creating those awesome games. My chat and me are really grateful. Thank you. I'm sure it will give me luck for the next games.
Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my god. Riot Games, how many subs did... What?
What?
Holy shit.
Dude, Riot just... Oh my god, nice.
Wait, 100 subs? Yeah, now it's just raining papers in my room.
Why are you gotta flex on me that you got 100 gifted subs?
Absolutely awesome stuff. Slightly musical there at the end. As you saw, everything is printed on paper that he has subbed. So it was just continued to fall in his room. 50 to 100 subs were given out, and overall 10,000 subs were given out. Thank you, Mr. Riot, for hitting the community up with some awesomeness. We even saw some of the big streamers in there. There was kind of no stipulations. You are part of the League 10 celebration. You were out there, you were participating, and we wanted to say thank you for that. So now it is time for the Riot Recall. That video was brought to us by Sally Berry. Thank you so much for cutting that together. All of her content that we see is super, super cool. Very awesome. Now, League 10 celebration marches on. Remember that as we do the Riot Recall. Get in, get your skins. You have until 11/19 to do that, so make sure you're getting in to play Anniversary and everything amazing. Spooky skins are out. Get back here. I always forget them. Witch's Brew Blitzcrank. Bewitching Misfortune. I'm going to forget one. Oh, Count Caston. Got him. I swear I didn't look. I was still shuffling. I got them all. There's a lot of information going through my brain right now. Make sure you check out those skins. Your shop is still open. I believe that is till the 18th. Don't quote me. You still have quite a while, though, so you don't have to quote me on that one. Earth is still live for 2 more days. We do, again, apologize if the servers are being worked on currently. There's nothing that I can do for you. I apologize, but I am here to tell you we are working hard as hell right now to get those up. I don't know why I just became Southerner. Summoner's Rift ranked ends on 11/19. Do not forget, grind, grind, grind. Victorious Aatrox for gold plus. That is going to be some awesome stuff. So get yourself into the Summoner's Rift and get your rank grinding. TF2 set 2 is going to be out. Thank you very much to Disguised Toast for coming and hanging with us today, kind of chatting about what his stream is about, how he plays, and how he kind of advances himself in these games to be such a good player and a fun streamer to watch. Scouting Grounds coming up. Do not miss it. It's going to be 11th of November through the 16th. There's going to be some awesome teams showing up, some awesome players as they try to get themselves known and into that limelight. We saw Cloud9 doing a lot of work from scouting. We're almost there. From Scouting Grounds before. So we could see teams trying to take positions again, find out if they can grab a player first, and see who's really going to go where in this mix-up. I absolutely love this time of year. A lot of people are in downtime and trying to figure out what talent will be best for their roster next year. There's a lot on the docket. Senna was on PBE on October 28th. Like I said, you can go check out her skills, how she plays, and how she plays alongside Lucian in a few of those trailer videos. It looks really awesome that she utilizes things around her to facilitate how she plays. I think it's a super awesome idea for the champion. Global Ultimate, let's go team. Moving forward, we had the special thank you video. Worlds is November 10th. Check out lolesports.com for all of your local listings and all the goodness to figure out when that's going to be on for you. G2 Esports versus Fun Plus Phoenix. I do have my eyes set on G2 Esports. We had a bit of an esports discussion earlier on maybe looking at what style they use and starting to define those things, because there's a lot of things coming up in League as games change and the names changes. We've had proxies, now we have plates, and maybe the Fiesta becomes Organized Chaos in a new name. Maybe not Organized Chaos, but you get it. You get it. We'll figure it out. Every other week, the show is on that cadence, so we'll be back on the 20th of November. Swim bananas with some more questions. All-Stars dates, December 5th through the 7th. You can look up the announcement on nexus.com. That's where you get all the good stuff. Just don't take the Nexus down. Everybody needs to use it. Is Toast going to finally get to eat lunch at Riot? Toast, you want to eat lunch at Riot? Yes. Yes, he is. We are going to Nexus for some noms. Why are you so handsome, Riv? I had a question about the beard earlier, and again, I resort to the answer of thank you, Mom and Dad. I love you so much. Absolutely fantastic. An update on Middle East support. The North African servers, that region and area is getting support. They are having an event for when that happens. That's going to be taking place in Saudi Arabia. The event is overall $2 million prize pool, with $200,000 of that going to the cosplay contest and the cosplay content creators. That can be played from anywhere. You can participate in the cosplay contest from anywhere in the world. To work for the missions and the quests and everything included in the Saudi Arabia event for the North African servers, you have to play on those servers and be from that region. So the only thing accessible within the event to everybody in the world is the cosplay contest. I cannot go and sign up on those servers and then play. You have to originally be from those servers. So that is how you participate. We are super happy to be getting support out there as well, and we hope you have so much fun getting on the servers and competing for all of these prizes. Remember, $200,000 for the cosplay contest, and to our knowledge, that is one of the biggest, if not the biggest amount ever in a prize pool for a cosplay contest. So get out there, get making what you can. Maybe there isn't a budget this time, who knows? Very, very cool stuff. And remember, before we go, I'm Riv. This show is every other week, and you can hit us up at Rivington3rd, hashtag Riot Report on Twitter. Let us know how you're feeling. We'll have mailbag things. I know there's a few pictures we still have to get up. Puppy Chew, thank you so much for putting those tweets up. We will get them in next week, and we're going to put all your awesome artwork. I love your Thresh with the little Threshes behind it, or the little legends. It's amazing. And one more thing. League of Legends Legendary League. This is real. I'm going to just start going out and finding your videos that haven't reached off of new on Reddit. Because if you don't send me those funny videos, those haphazard videos where you thought you were making an amazing play, or you did make an amazing play, we want to see them. We want to put them on the show right here in a kind of mailbag scenario where everybody gets to see your awesome plays, fails, follies, or fortuitous Nexus takedowns. So thank you so much for tuning in for another Riot Report. I am Riv, and we'll be back in another 2 weeks. GG and good night.